our first series here of 2026 in Americas is going the distance. We are heading into Bind for the third map between Evil Geniuses and Envy. We've got Agent Select here on your screen. Basically mirror on both sides. We just got Poppin on that Sky versus Comms Classic Fade.
Yeah, big surprise double duelist running it back with the Waylay Yoru. Looked pretty good for both teams, but I think Envy definitely shined in that second half of Corrode. They found a lot more success on their fast executes than EG really ever did on their own attack side, and now EG faced down the barrel of a possible loss here against Envy, who not only is the squad coming up from Tier 2, having just ascended at the end of last year, but also has had to come into this with 2 substitutes, with one of them having landed just today.
Yeah, Kesnet. Crazy coming in at the final hour for Envy, and of course, you know, it's not an easy position to be in when you make this jump up into the big leagues here, when you've got to make roster changes as well. But I think to start your year off with a win means a lot for some of these fresh faces, for some of the rookies on the stage. And Envy have given themselves that opportunity after taking down EG's map pick in Corrode. We are diving in now to Bind for the first time to see how these teams can start their years off, Mimi.
Yeah, we are. Excited to see how EG wants to play this attack side. On Corrode, they were very much defined by super slow rounds, working to bait Envy into re-aggression before really figuring everything out to make a decision. And the start for them this half is slow as well, with the duelists on the corners.
Envy just paired up 2 and 2 in Showers and over towards B long. I think, looking at the minimap, there was a bit of a fight over towards Showers. Quick teleport away from Digizin early on after spotting 2 players, and now Envy choose to keep things a little more quietly as the smoke expires.
Kesnet was thinking about a fight, and now that opportunity will arise.
Bit of a mess there as Okeanos left without any real help from the rest of Evil Geniuses, and you saw him finding a lot of success early on EG's attack back on Corrode, but Envy have done a lot of work now to improve on their extremity control. Now forcing EG over towards the A side.
Yeah, they saw the Brim Smoke plus 2 players long. They knew that this is only a 2-strong setup on A, but the issue is still backside, which EG do not have control over.
Yeah, there's also that Viper Orb on default, making it hard for EG to advance in, except for the creep up. And actually threatening a backside plant of all things is wild as a teleport comes on through. Poppin now hindered on up, taken on down. And Envy just mowed down. It's a 3-on-2 right now for Rossi. Sort of stuck in the corner, calling in support from Inspire, but it's around the world now for Evil Geniuses. They hop in that teleporter, hear that pressure behind them of a follow-up TP out of Inspire. Now gonna plant the spike, just 10 seconds left on the clock. Inspire stays alive for the time being. Really being loud with it and crouching straight into another kill. There's a player right underneath him. Comms looking the wrong way. It's 3 for Inspire and another pistol.
That was a scary round for Envy. They ended up having to play that essentially as 2 1v2s on the work back in, but Inspire just wins his outright.
I don't understand how every single map so far we've had one of these situations where, like, back on Abyss, Inspire, top site B, falling down on players getting a kill. We saw the Omen on top of site underneath another player. Absolute madness. Got another one here.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
We're not going to get the answer, I guess.
I don't know. I always love when we show those reacts and then you just see them have to stop talking and go like collect their chair and sit back down for the next round.
Don't want to pull into Vera. Gotta be locked in and ready to go.
That's a deep cut.
I was there for it. All right. And the hindrance just going to make things a little bit slowed down for the time being. Envy completely locked down these extremities. And I think if you can maintain control over Showers and B long on the map of Bind, you're going to have yourself a really pleasant defense side.
That's one way to put it, yeah. It becomes a lot more pleasant when you do have that space. And Inspire will ensure that at least on the Santiago that is locked down.
Even a shot through the wall there. Takes Supalo.
And the reason holding on to one of those 2 sides is so good is that even if your opponents do go for a dive play, your backside anchor can just fall away and you're still retaking from 2 angles. Makes it a lot easier than getting full pushed off on binds where, especially towards B, is kind of tough to retake.
This chip damage just making a bad situation even worse. And that'll just about be wraps now for Evil Geniuses. Rossi getting a little creative jumping up on this one. Evil geniuses love to take their time. That's a really important thing to remember about them. And Rossi gonna get us through this round with a flawless for Envy.
So now EG, we have to see what they actually want to put together. I think the biggest issue, like you're bringing up, is their approach to extremity control. On the pistol round, the way they lost was a re-clear on B long. They killed one of their duelists as they were taking that space. And for most of this map and their previous attack side, they've always had kind of a 2-2 on each extremity. I wouldn't mind seeing them start stronger towards one side early, just to really pressure, get in embed, and then go back and clear the other side to say showers. And this time they are doing that. 3 players ready to take B long.
Still 2 on the other side of things. As Inspired actually got all the way up into that smoke on A short. Trying to play a little bit more of these close range angles here on the bonus from Envy.
Envy oftentimes go for re-aggression in positions like this here. They temper it.
Yeah, dash and a flash sends Rossi on out of there, but still
He's
playing
so
right on the
tempted.
side of the wall.
Spire really wants to see if he can make something happen around this smoke.
Yeah, the fight on short's going to come a little bit later if we ever end up seeing Supa activate on that, which he doesn't, playing a little bit weaker on this side of the map. Evil Geniuses don't really have a clear plan in this round so far.
They will group back towards A now. With an embed towards showers, it makes it a bit easier, but look at this stack already for Envy. 3 players here, including that Brimstone still within the smoke. Inspire, a problem.
Absolutely is. Steps on through that smoke at just the wrong timing, though. Less of a problem now as Eggster says he's going to be the problem.
30 seconds left.
Now sets up a flash for his teammate. Drops on out of heaven. I mean, this is a little bit hypey
20
from
seconds.
Envy. Just stepping on back into this. They've got the molly down on the spike, making it hard to get the plant down. Now another swing out of Eggster. Means there's just 15 seconds left to grab that spike, plant it, and there's more members of Envy on the approach. It's a great stun out of Poppin', and there's just not enough time. Not with all these players coming in. It's a bonus for Envy.
EG have got to speed up on these anti-ecos. You remember, last map, going too slow on an anti-eco, that was the critical thing that shut down their comeback on Corrode. And here again, well, you do have to credit Eggster with some stunning individual play. They just didn't leave themselves options. The Viper Molly stalls out, and because they never took showers control, that extra extremity, there was too many angles for EG to deal with.
Just a quarter of a second difference on that smoke, blocking off Eggster there. And he seizes that to punish EG, now onto a bad buy. Again, just getting bullied away from B long. This has been consistent from Envy. They have done very well to make it impossible for EG to ever get into a comfortable position on these slow rounds, and it continues here with an even further step up that they hadn't showed before.
And with that extremity player dead for EG, they basically have no map control already. Having used the Prowlers for calm. And sure, it is just an anti-eco, but I think the way that their map control has been completely taken away here is a bigger issue continuing to show through.
I would be surprised not to see an earlier timeout here come in from Potter and try to solve some of these problems for EG, whether that's changing the approach and how they actually want a full fight for B long control, or even just switching up their general macro ideas, because whether it's been the long control or some of these fights into showers, it has been a drought in terms of map control for EG.
One enemy remaining.
And that's only going to continue here for another round.
Does Potter call the timeout?
Are you waiting for the answer?
I'm waiting for the answer.
You're
I thought it might have happened like right there and then, but it didn't. So the answer is no. At least for the moment. But I think if we're talking about solutions for EG, I think first of all, obviously, you need to have better extremity control if you're playing this kind of slow style. They have been slowing down. They've been wanting to take this space, but generally they've only ever found one part of the map, and when they're eventually hitting, they're still dealing with that extremity. Option B, just simplify. It's bind. Go for a hard exec. You have double duelist.
That certainly would work for them. They still have to solve the B-long problem if they want to commit into the B side of things, which really pressure has been shown. This time EG have some bodies and have the chance to dash on in. Has to fall away as Okeanos capitalizes on the distraction, but no one else left to support him again. Means it's just a 1-for-1, and all the while Kesnet, after leaving B long, has gotten into hookah, crept on down, now puts down some damage before escaping once again.
So it's a reset. Envy have just re-cleared B long, and this is back to square one. A 4-on-4, and EG don't really have map control.
But if things get a little bit lower on the clock, I mean, even without, Envy have some options. Inspire has the orbital strike. EG.
It's a molly too. This is a lot of stall on A.
The stall on the planter was the big problem in the previous round, and he's primed it. Here it comes. Thought those players a little further up into lamps, but it gives Envy so much more space. They can go right back into that. Despite into showers goes Eggster's way. And now how do you plant the spike? There's a smoke on default. Kesnet is out of lamps. Kesnet taken down. It's not comfortable as Inspire lines him up. Sends him home. 5-0 for Envy.
They are decimating EG on defense here. And Inspire just looks so good doing so. This is how that round started. EG actually finds success in getting a pick long, but there wasn't support for that trade. And once this B-side exit comes through, that kill in showers is really everything. Once Inspire gains that space, you see that he actually puts down a smoke on default, and then with his teammates can swing in together and just spam the planters. Put EG in a position where they have to either swing through that smoke or hope they luck out in being able to stick a plant.
Well, now the timeout is going to be coming in from Potter, but it comes on a round where they won't actually have a bye. Envy already leading 5-0, and you know, we've talked about the problem points, I think, a lot, whether that's the B-long control, whether that's like playing slower rounds or they're getting stalled out on the A spike plants. She has to come in with some different looks for EG and not just a one-round win like she needed to in the last match.
Yeah.
She needs larger systemic changes for EG now.
They are starting to get some ults online, so you can build something up looking towards round 9 here, but on this one, it is just going to be a bit of a worse off economy. I don't know why I said round 9, I meant round 7.
Yeah, you're looking into the future, and maybe you end up being right, but
It could be true.
we'll
Go ahead, college kids.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when we get there, but let's hold off for now. It is just EG on a broken bye here in round 6 in present day, and it will just be them running down a short, it appears. Doesn't take a college degree to see what's happening on the minimap.
No, it doesn't. The problem, though, is they're not going to have showers control, and that has been the problem constantly. There's that same smoke from Inspire.
What they could do, though, is just fight into backside, and I think that's got to be the idea for them, and it gets mollied off, actually. Nice quick thinking from Inspire. Means EG have to set their eyes once again onto default.
And here's the stall smoke up. 1 molly, 2 mollies, and spam the follow.
End. So now the fight on through. Good utility out of Evil Geniuses. These are the right ideas. Unfortunately, I just don't really think they mean enough versus the setup that Envy had. Envy already had 3 players on this side of the map. Yeah, flawless, in quotes.
In quotes. No flaws, that's for sure. I think what's really been cooking EG on these A takes is the bigger picture is obviously not having showers control, but a micro thing is that smoke. You see that Viper orb that's thrown up? That's being cycled with a Brim smoke as well. So there's always something there that means EG is at a disadvantage. He tried to knife him.
Welcome to the big stage.
Yep.
Get ready for more of that.
Yeah, that's what you can expect, but when they're swinging through that smoke at such a big disadvantage.
Ooh. I like the change in setup from Envy. It's a rifle round. They've also put Inspire over on the B side of the map for the first time, I think, this game.
Yeah, extra as an op as well. That's also new.
So the ideas that Potter might have put in the minds of EG in the previous timeout may be less relevant in a round like this, when Inspire is just sitting inside that smoke with a shorty.
They love the shotguns, don't they?
I mean, the thing is, Calm has the Nightfall. That's kind of a go, but oh no, the Prowler didn't see him! And now the ultimate, that's good. Poppin's getting chewed on through. Evil Genius is not out of the round yet, and it's through the good work of Bao. Stepping in through the smoke, sent packing, goes Kesnet.
Spike planted.
Now, if you look at the map, it is madness. Both Vipers on the other team's side of the map. We got flanks on flanks. The only known quantity really right now is that Kesnet was back in spawn. So Rossi has a chance to step on through here. Needed that kill to keep this game perfect for Envy, and it won't be. Evil Geniuses take their first on bind.
A great combo there with the slow from Tijazin coming through with Bao's ultimate. And this time the scaling just a little bit better. Both duelists get into the site. No one gets stalled off by Amali, and this was nearly a nightmare. Losing calm where they did.
Look, it's really easy to play around when your ult tells them exactly where you are, and then you just put all your utility on that player to get the kill. Helps them get into the site.
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Now they need to show they can do that in other ways. Fight on down B long. That's flashes on flash. Okeanos can't see anything, but his teammate had his back. And that is pivotal to start off this round.
Finally, EG have a pick off the beginning of the round. I don't think we've seen any rounds really where they've had that advantage. And now it's the classic Envy. They love re-aggressing, pushing up, challenging when they're down a man. But EG's ready for it. They're just waiting.
Yeah, Inspire only has the one more smoke remaining, so doesn't want to hang out for too long up there on A short. Doesn't want to force himself to use that so early into the round, but he might have to anyways.
DG with that attack sided off.
Oh, this is a good line for the convergence.
Spire has a molly to use with that as well.
But EG have called around it for the time being, gearing up over onto B.
Gun here.
Still Rossi is here, and help starting to filter over. Kesnet arriving with that ult. That's thanks to a Trailblazer that just re-cleared up through A.
30 seconds left.
EG ready to fire away. Kesnet lights up down long, really segmenting off this hit with 20 seconds on the clock. Rossi and Kesnet, how long can they hold? They can't escape the side. They've got to buckle in. And now it's just Rossi left on his own. He's knocked down. EG take another back-to-back.
EG that time punished the aggression on B long. Wait a moment, but they don't let time become the enemy. Pick the right timing to re-exec into B. And now finally have chained 2 rounds together and are building something here on Bind.
We'll see it again. This Nightfall just sends Kesnet and Rossi scattering, and the mollies just continually being sent back there on spawn not only locks those players onto site, so they can't leave, but the support also is just getting chewed through.
And Envy is always a team that loves to flood retake. That's their big thing on defense, and those mollies completely hamper that effort.
Well, Mimi, Kesnet's got an operator down B long this time.
A little fake gap in the smoke. Hello.
Oh.
That's a big missed opportunity.
Needed that one. So now B long, which Envy have controlled so consistently during the first quarter of this half, has now been taken away from them in back-to-back rounds. Warning shots.
But EG holding for now. Just 4-1, leaving a lurk over towards A short. And Envy this time without any really aggressive positions, bar Rossi, who just challenges.
Yeah. And there's no one in a position to turn around, cover him, look for a trade, nothing. Just gets away with murder there. And a mid-round Seekers is great information as well. Only sees the 1 still on the B side. Sees 2 going in, so Poppin is running behind that outside of Hookah right now, while EG are forced into the A side. He's got a quick flank. Inspire ready to stall out this plant too. Eggster spotting absolutely everything with the dive on over. That is mayhem out from Envy, putting Insanity up to 100, and it is paying off for them. Beautiful look out from Envy. I mean, look where the spike is. It's in the backside of Lamps. It doesn't make any sense as Envy are running away with this half.
Those are the plays you have to be ready for when you're in a match against Envy. Rossi in this corner, drops the wall, challenges Digits in. No one's there to trade it. That's just cascades into a classic Envy defense. Chaotic swings, good util. I don't even know what he's saying, but Rossi's passionate.
Yeah, you know, million words a minute. Getting it through, but Envy, I mean, just instantly resetting after losing a couple of rounds. Really love to see that out from them. Again, it'll be Kesnet rocking the operator. EG still have money. but are way more timid to actually contest early space nowadays. Now it comes in, that flash on in, but the quick teleport away nets them nothing. Now they're without the double dash. And Inspire has slipped up all the same. They're spamming for him, they're looking for him, but on 2 HP, he can still deliver.
But into the site is EG. They have a post plan established. Envy, the player's already in heaven. They want to flood.
Coming into it now as Kesnet distracts on the other side. Eggster finds his mark on the other. One shot, two, now knocked down. But his evil geniuses back away into the corner of this pit. Envy are on the approach.
Calm disappears back towards short.
Oh, it's calm around the world, all the way back through showers. Classic looks for him, knowing that Envy have to work slowly into the pit. Knowing he has this opportunity. That is vintage calm, going for it. Decent plant for him. And Supa still delaying on the outside of this smoke. Now it comes down to Calm as the pit falls. That'll be a kill for him. And Kesnet is low. Not a lot of time to play with either. Calm is just playing with his boot. He is toying with him. He will fall, but there's not enough time left. He wins it for EG.
It's just classic, isn't it? All the way around the world with the Red Bull clutch for Calm. Just feels right seeing that back in an EG jersey.
I missed watching that. I'm not gonna lie. When will teams expect it? That's the real question.
Never. Seemingly never.
Yeah, hard to know exactly what to do in a situation like that. Calm could be in so many different places. And ultimately, it's just that time game that ends up paying off for EG.
I really thought Eggster had the round-winning play there, jumping through heaven, getting 2 kills, but in shutting down that double swing, he doesn't kill the Viper, so Supa's pit stays up, that sets up the flank, and wins around for EG.
Now Evil Geniuses throw a fake Prowler on the A side of the map, while the rest of the team challenges into Hookah. A different idea from them. Haven't seen much of this, and have not seen the Judge either. Poppin waits a moment before shying away, and that is now EG without one of their duelists.
TG's having a lot rougher game here. Been getting shut down a lot in some of these early rounds. And that means the ultimate not available here.
Ooh.
That's another pick as well out of Kesnet. That was a refight through showers.
Envy have done a very good work at shutting down the solo players, solo lurkers out of EG.
In the first quarter, they had very proactive holds on the extremities. Now we're seeing a lot more re-clear plays, and that has been successful in these last few rounds.
Means that EG haven't really been in a position to play a comfortable side exec a whole lot, even when they've got ultimates or could farm an orb and get one online. Now they're heading in 3-on-3 on this B site. Without that same setup utility, the shots, though, continue connecting. Poppin with the Judge is a problem, and they're going to try and solve that with the ultimate. Bao wants to take this round. A flank already from Inspire. He's found his way into Hookah, but currently smoked off. Doesn't have an eye in just yet. As EG repositioned 2 players into elbow. And they're going all the way around the world too. Taking their time. Envy haven't found a fight, it's odd. It's peculiar. And now Inspire out of the equation. And there's players on every single front. 3 from Okeanos to keep EG in it.
I didn't think that would be an EG round. Down 3-on-5, making it happen on that B exec. But Okeanos getting some great work done, practically alone towards long there. This initial fight, and then the Brimstone ult coming in. You saw Poppin just getting lost in the smokes there, caught out by the ult.
Yeah, because I think without that ult, there's no chance EG win the round.
No, because there's still a player backside with a Judge.
And you only have 20 seconds left on the clock, and you don't have the util to clear him.
Yeah, you don't even have your main dive character anymore. Despite that, though, we're into round 12, and EG, from what was a dismal start, have a chance to pull this 7-5.
EG want to go quick. Dimensional drift into showers already. 1 player spotted into the corner. Realizes EG don't have control of showers. And ditches in, trying to hit into backside. Okeanos playing inside of the smoke. That is madness! 2 for Oki. And Evil Geniuses slow things down. They still haven't planted the spike, but they have major numbers in this post.
It's a 4-on-2, and both players from Envy completely separated with only stingers in hand. There's no logical way for Envy to win this round, especially with DG already re-flanking.
Poppin makes a footstep, and that will seal his fate. Evil Geniuses, even 4-on-2 in full control. Doing due diligence here to win the round. Poppin has no clue what's happening to him. And neither does Eggster. Evil Geniuses within 2 at the half.
A really great recovery from them. They were getting dominated at the start of this game, losing both extremities pretty much every round. But they start to figure it out, start to find solutions to get that space. Throwing a couple of these faster hits as well, and there's some performances with guys like Okeanos in back-to-back rounds. Make this map 3 doable.
Yeah, it's a mirror fashion to map number 2, 7-5 at the half, Envy leading, but this time EG carrying a whole lot more momentum into that. As a matter of course, setting us up for a pretty exciting way to close out this series, and we'll have that after this. We've had some close maps here already to kick off the 2026 season. The first half of Bind was no exception. 7-5 is the score, Envy in the lead. But EG strung together 5 of the last 6 rounds, Mimi. They are riding a wave of momentum here into the second half.
They are, but they're facing down an Envy who has looked quite good at these attack sides, especially back on Corrode. With this double duelist Yoru Waylay composition, they excel at these fast dives, and Kesnet and Eggster being super willing to fight deep and punish players as they try and flood the site. I don't expect the pace to be too much different here on Bind, and it's EG's task to shut those 2 down.
See how well they can manage that. Early on, it does look like Envy have some interesting ideas over towards the A side of the map. Slanted wall over on a short, 5 players ready to pop out behind it, not wasting any time. The dog on Poppin as well. Double dash up to the top of site, and Calm was waiting for it with a frenzy of all things. And Envy not slowing down either. They're continuing forward, stopped by a seize as Calm continues to lock it down, only now to falter.
Gotcha.
Now with Eggster taken on out, seems like Envy still have not been dissuaded from that forward fight.
But already 2 players back through showers. There's a flank on a flank. This is such a weird round, but Inspire still
it's
gets
just a
one.
1-for-1 at the end of the day. Gun barrel spotted. Now from Rossi. It's EG up a player right now as shots go wide. It's a bit of a mess on every front. Poppin in a 1-on-3, but the spike is just being diffused. He can't stay alive regardless. EG take their 6th.
Very nice hold from EG. They knew that a fast play was coming. As soon as they heard noise down short, Calm backs all the way up towards spawn and is able to receive that Waylay and that Yoru diving in. And while that's happening, the other parts of this retake are activated. EG's calling that it's a backside fight, so the reaction is to double TP and have a fast flank in. Those are all the right ideas to shut down these kind of hard executes for EG, and that's the momentum just continuing into the second half.
Keeping that ball rolling. So once again, we've got Digis in, picking up the Outlaw. Actually a bit of a investment out of Envy of all things. Couple of the Bandits, 1 Sheriff. And Supa's being challenged on the B side. Digizin goes down to a nice headshot, and that is Envy with full control of the B site.
Yeah, no matter your guns, retaking B is tough. This is a scary round now for EG.
Spike planted.
Very forward hold from Envy too.
Already taking elbow control with Inspire.
Oh, they're just swarming. 4 players now repositioned into elbow, and the fights continue on through. A perfect snake bite. Divided Supa from the rest of the team. Even a little of extra scouting on Eggster. I mean, Envy did everything right in this round. Just 1 headshot out of Kesnet was what they needed to start it. Now in a beautiful position in the post plant. I'm curious where Kesnet is going right now because he's going around. Kesnet's on the A side while Calm is killing them on B. There's not enough time left. He's just gonna be here to take the gun out of Calm's hands eventually. Calm ready for the 1 angling. Kesnet there to deliver. Nothing makes sense here in this one.
It's 1 kill that makes the difference that round. Digizin at the start of this series was absolutely dominating with the scope. Was feasting on the Antigas with the Outlaw, was on point with the off, but here misses 1 shot, opens up the B side, and like you say,
Yeah!
Envy did everything right in their post plant, took the right fight, had a great molly and an elbow, and suddenly momentum is gone for EG.
It's looking a little bit grim. It's also looking like we're still in the pre-round, but I can tell you we have moved into the next round.
There we are.
And we are. It was simply just walking up to A short from Evil Geniuses. They have no buy in this round, of course. Just trying things a little bit more aggro themselves. Now taking a timing in front of the dog. No one was holding for him, but eventually the trade is found. Bandit in the hand of Oki, but not gonna make anything work out with that one. Evil Genius' own eco round. Not gonna amount to much here, Mimi.
No, this is another clean one for Envy. And really, I think some of the even more worrying things, despite just losing that eco, is that Envy not only have got the momentum on the side, they've got the money, but they're also starting to build an ult economy very early in this half.
Envy just doing some gun swapping to enable Exer to charge on in, get the dimensional drift online. Setting themselves up beautifully, as you're saying. And Inspire continues to do good work here. A 9th round on the board for Envy.
Pretty much a dream position for them. EG now. This is the round they absolutely have to win. Dujazin has an operator online. They have guns. If they lose this round, this is starting to look like a full-on Envy snowball. But I think it's tough to get value with an op against a comp like this. Envy is so aggressive. They have so many tools to either blind or block off an op line. Despite all that, I still think that DG, he's got to be the man, and well, this round doesn't look like he's on the right side.
Envy moving 5 players towards B. They got the dimensional drift. It's just going to be an exec, you have to imagine. So my eyes really head towards Okeanos, who just gave up his position in hookah, instead choosing to fall on out. EG want to play for the retake. Actually, Oki's getting right back into it. That's a little bit wild. What is he doing out there on his own? Envy just crushed those 2 anchors. I thought they were anchors. They went back into smokes, trying to fight back in.
I think this is already a save, especially if Calm dies in elbow. There's no way EG can win this.
Calm has secured 1. Calm might try to do a little bit extra on his own as Inspire goes in again for another kill. Calm is islanded on site. Not easy for him to escape at this point, so he might have to keep this fight up. Taps the spike, spotted by a dog. I mean, good luck. That's not gonna matter. So Bao just stims himself on out, recovers the operator, I guess, is the smallest of wins.
Does he get to keep it? I don't think so.
I'm not sure. 1 bullet left. Maybe you can line up all 3 of these guys. I don't know. 1 kill and now the shorty. That's a little funny, but at the end of the day, it's just 3 more kills for Inspired.
And Envy goes up to 10. The op purchase amounts to nothing, and you called it out, but I think that the way EG played that, it felt like they were very back and forth. Everyone got off site looking like they wanted to play set retake, and then at kind of the last second, you see Okeanos run back into site. He gets mollied off, he gets slowed by the waylay, and suddenly with him dead, a 3-on-5 with an op, that's pretty much unwinnable in a B retake. And now they're on an eco.
It's getting worse. It's getting worse for Evil Geniuses. You know, one of the things that plagued them throughout 2025 as an organization was they would get into these advantaged maps all the time. Go up 11-4, 12-5, these types of things. So many games that ended up slipping away from them. That didn't happen in map number 1, but now it feels like a series that's slipping away from them.
You'd think even earlier than that, in 2024, you had some maps like that as well. It's a bit of a theme with EG.
Well, A-site crumbling also starting to be a theme. This time, of course, on the half buy. Dujazin goes all the way back to B. That was maybe the craziest visual thing I've ever seen.
Supa did find 1 shot with the Sheriff, and they are up numbers. With the gun recovered, and Calm with an ult, maybe there's a chance.
We'll see. There's a Nightfall thrown into the mix. And now there's only 1 player left. Kesnet decayed down to 1. 2 bullets in this Outlaw chamber. That's 1, but he can't get away. And Evil Geniuses will write the course.
quite literally out of nowhere, bring that one back under control and finally break this streak. I want to see on the replay where these kills were coming from. Because it started off so good for Envy, taking that site, fighting back towards Showers, and VCT being all the way back, but it was Okeanos with that recovered weapon.
I think
great work.
Yes, yes.
He seems to agree. I think the Nightfall caught 2 or 3 players there, which was
it
a
very good.
big deal.
Hold on, something aggressive maybe here towards short. Walking into this close cubby, but with the dog spotted, DG is forced to walk away.
Yeah, that Waylay is just so good at stalling out any quick ideas. But of course, there's always a second layer, and here goes Kesnet. Moving over to the right side for some early scouting. Spotted 1 player, but Envy are not locked into this just
It's a fake.
yet.
They want to go back into B.
Only Supa here, and that might be all he needs. 1 kill already as Rossi steps through the molly, taking a timing. Instantly spotted though, Supa's locking it down. And they just keep on coming. 1 by 1, the members of Envy into the site, now bring it to a 2-on-3. But there's a spike they have to go back and recover. There's this massive laser, dividing things up, slowing it down for now. And Kesnet, I mean, how do you go back and get the spike when EG can fight you at any time? No smokes available. Exter's right in front of it! Exter for 4!
Completely alone towards CT. A 1-on-3, and Exter cuts them all down. And from elation for EG, winning an eco round, being up numbers in this.
You died last. Good job.
And the Yoru expert takes it back.
I mean, Exter's playing a phenomenal game. Even look back to the previous match, previous map as well. Exter currently sitting 23 kills to 11 deaths.
It's such a heartbreaker for EG. Supa did such good work anchoring there. 2 or 3 kills locking it down, but it's Exter's heroics. And now a theme that we've seen these last 2 maps where Potter down rounds has to take a last-minute timeout and hope she can come up with a solution.
Yeah, but this next round is immensely scuffed from Evil Geniuses. They only have 2 rifles they can take into it. That's all they've got the money for. Now, they're a team that is not afraid to put ultimates into an eco round, even when they're not massively advantaged. I think it's that important to try and swing some of these around, but now when it's really all on the line, the decisions they make in this round are the decisions that will decide the series.
So they start off leaning heavier towards A. 3 players set up that side, but Envy, they've been nothing if not quick in this half, and looks like here again, they want to just put a fixture on the B site.
Dimensional Drift, courtesy of Exter's 4K in round 18, and this time wasting not even a second. Already up, sees nothing, might have seen a shoulder, yeah, player spotted there. And now with Supa just still holding it down, hold on a minute. Kesnet out of the picture. Poppin comes on through, so it's not over just yet, and Evil Geniuses are trying to retake fast as well. Didges in, sees that planter, tries to set it up on the other side. But Exter still waiting inside of the smoke, and Envy, with these forward fights, continue to impress. In the exact same position, he carved up EG in the previous round. Exter again sends him packing.
These rounds are just classic Envy. The set strats are so well drawn up. The aggression in the post flank, completely disrupting any team who would want to play retake.
I mean, that's 7 kills in 2 rounds from Exter.
Ridiculous. And on that B side, I love that smoke that they throw down just to get Yoru out of his ultimate. Pick a side to fight from. And then, like you mentioned, that same position, just dominating CT control. 12-7. That was the round for EG. They used it all, they committed into it. And now if they want to bring this back, they need to win 5 in a row.
So side holds have been fairly strong from EG's anchors, but the retakes have not. They're switching things up and going real aggro outside of B. Doesn't matter though, because Inspire is having a monster game on the Brimstone. All it does is give a free A side on the other side. Nice shot out from Calm and Supa to return over towards A. So it's EG with numbers in the retake.
Planted.
Still, it's a strong position for Envy. They have a crossfire towards this site, but EG, they have enough time to wait for their flank to come into play.
Two important things is the Lamps fight, how long Poppin can stay alive, and also this flank coming online. Poppin is down, and now the flank in too. Kesnet and Rossi holding it down, but the flank is here. Rossi can stall some time with this molly. Pressure to try and come in, knowing to spam through the wall too. Pulls them away from the spike, but Supa continues to deliver.
What a half Supa's having. This has been rough for EG, but even in the rounds they're losing, he's getting 2-3 kills in so many of these positions. They absolutely need him.
Right where.
This round started a lot better for EG, holding against that fast aggression towards B, being in a bit more proactive positions to actually disrupt instead of being forced to play into the flood retake that they've been absolutely unable to find success in.
Well, I'm getting word that we have a technical pause coming on a line, trying to figure out some in-ear situations, I do believe, but it gives us a chance to discuss the state of the game right now, because Evil Geniuses are trailing by 4 rounds, and when I'm looking at this next round, the buy's a little bit all over the place. Neither team is going to have a full kit heading into the next one, and it is EG that have found a couple of round wins here and there, but by and large, they're still looking for a larger solution on this defensive side.
And right now, a lot of what it is it feels like EG is being held together by Supa. He is getting a couple kills for this team, barely keeping them in control. I feel like you need to see Digizin come online and show why they made this investment for EG. It was a weird move, right? Picking up a Brazilian player who would, doesn't have maybe the greatest reputation in Tier 1 for that history. He's always been great individually, but his teams have never found success. And for an English-speaking roster to take that risk, pick him up, he's got a lot to prove in his 3rd season of VCT Americas.
See what he can do here. The tail end of this series. Evil Geniuses, you can see with a judge in Bao's hand. Some light armor scattered here and there. But Envy, who looked to go down B long, initially see that pit and decide very clearly against it.
This game has been defined by B hits, but now they'll be forced back towards back into the judge of Bao.
And Bao's got teammates to play for some assistance, some distraction. Digizin holding the wider line right now. The Prowler, the dog, needs to be shot. A good hinder too. As Bao slowed down on top, and nice shot out of Bao. Not surprised at all by the clone. And Bao charges forward for an extra shot on top. It's a great start to the round from Evil Geniuses, but Rossi has crept into the site. Inspire falls, and now Rossi, the last hope, still has to go back up into short and recover the spike. Catches Oki looking the wrong direction, but it doesn't even matter.
Envy has been slamming B round after round. This time, EG have the checkmate with the ultimate. They show a really great bait setup there for Bao. They still knew Bao was in this corner, but despite that, he shows the true discipline to not shoot the clone. And get 2 from that tough spot. So now it turns around a bit. Envy, the ones to call a timeout, losing 2 rounds in a row. And I think they have good reason to. When you talk about shutting down comebacks, you're waiting for that big ult round. And we're getting closer to it. Inspire, Poppin, both with those tools. If they get into post-plant, Rossi has a pit as well. This is going to be the toughest round for EG's comeback to weather.
So with Envy being the ones to call a timeout, I mean, at this point, they're just looking to win a singular round, but it's kind of a weird position to be in when the half is going so well for you. It seems like most things are going right.
Sure.
You maybe don't need to solve big glaring issues, but maybe instead looking at those tendencies out of Evil Geniuses trying to exploit.
I think a timeout like this is generally going to be more so either calling out a tendency like that, or the coach has a specific call that he wants to see to end the game. We'll see what they come up with out of it.
Envy in a position to win their first series on the Americas stage after promoting through the Ascension tournament. Trying to capture some of the magic of former orgs that have gone through that pipeline. G2 instantly comes to mind, but it's been a while since we've had a team come up and stun on the Tier 1 stage through that
2G
pipeline.
was the inverse of G2 in many ways last year.
That they were. Envy trying to write their own history for themselves. It will just, again, be a quicker look for them.
They
now,
love these B hits.
Their guns are scuffed beyond belief.
Does it matter is my question, because
No.
this Bucky in this position scares me.
Now, you don't often see a Waylay dive forward and just randomly spam the smoke with a Judge, or with a Bucky, for that matter, but they do it anyways, and now they've got a Viper's Pit down. Envy not in a bad position at all in a B-side post plant. EG have to walk through so much of this gas, go all the way down to low HP. And they don't even have the utility, or the players to play off the utility right now. 4 players into elbow. Envy are fully bundled up on site, and that is massive. Envy tear them apart. Envy, from Challengers to Ascension to Americas, will take their first series under the lights.
A flawless eco round to close out for this team who had high hopes, had high expectations, but with 2 of their best players being too young to compete, there were questions of whether they could still bring success to Americas. And that is a clear answer. With Kesnet and Rossi added into the mix, they still are playing that style you know them for.
Yeah, it's so fun to see the rankers bringing the heat up on the stage, fighting forward, wasting no time. Sometimes it just requires great individual play, clean executions, and that willingness to go a little bit further than any other team, and that allows them to come up here for a bow on their debut. A great start to 2026 for Envy.
For Puff and Eggster Inspire, it has been a long time coming to get to this moment. But now they're here. A win under their belt, staying alive in that upper bracket. Our coach Stoner as well, who's been with these boys for quite some time. And it's proving that they're not just tier 2 players. They're not just bringing a style that only works at that level, that they can apply themselves here against top teams and still compete.
And nice to see them come in here with a win as well after a pretty turbulent offseason, to say the very least, right? Whether that was, dropping early in Red Bull home ground or playing with different subs all here and there. Finally, Envy have come away with a strong performance and with a win.
Truly a great showing from them. I love this mix we've seen. I think that there's still room to grow. I think there were still some moments where the synergy maybe didn't look perfect with Kesnet coming into the mix, but the fact with such limited time actually practicing in person and getting used to this stage, they've still come out with a win, shown great resiliency as well, and coming back in some of these maps and really putting a fight to EG, even in the map that they end up losing. It's a sign of good things to come.
At the same time, for Evil Geniuses, a disappointing way to start things off after taking the first map. Just couldn't quite generate enough momentum on either of these 2 comebacks on the second maps. And they're going to start off without a win here, but still have plenty of time left to go in this kickoff tournament.
Now remember, they go down to that middle